We're going to go ahead and get started in a seated position. You can cross your legs in front of you. Dropping into our breath. Start to ground in through your sits bones. Hands can either rest in your lap, or you can bring your hands just to the top of your knees. Taking 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, blow it out through your mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. We're going to go through just a couple minutes of square breathing. So we'll inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. And I will cue you guys through it. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. In, hold, out, hold empty. Last round in, hold, exhale, hold. Coming back to a steady breath, unprompted. I wanted to share the theme that I've been kind of thinking about just in the last few days. As I was listening to a podcast, they talked about the connection between excitement and contentment. And oftentimes when something is new, exciting, whether it's a friendship or a habit or a practice, we get so excited about it. But instead of really enjoying what you have with it now, you get really preoccupied of what you want it to be, what you want your yoga practice to look like, what you want a pose to look like. And it was so interesting as they were talking about how this is not only affecting, with yoga or perceptions or relationships, but I guess there is an old quote from John D. Rockefeller when someone asked him how much money is enough, and he said, just a little bit more. And I thought that was so applicable to so many things in life, and how when something's really good, you're just looking for something to be a little bit better, a little bit easier, a little bit tighter. And that's something that I'm trying to look at this week, and just letting go of that perception of what I want it to be, and just chilling with what it is. So I think that's a very helpful frame of mind when going through yoga, because every pose that you do today is better than what you did 2 months ago, or even a year ago when you think about it. So let's go ahead and get started. Walk your hands out in front of you. Knees come out to the wide edges of your mat for child's pose. Feet come back to touch as your hips come back to your heels. Start to walk your hands in front of your space. You guys know I love this pose because it gives us an opportunity to put complete blinders on everything else that's going on around us and just come back to the breath. While in the past we've been very passive with this pose, I want to also offer up the opportunity to be active in child's pose by pressing down into your hands and lifting your elbows off of the mat. On an inhale, look to the top of your space, and exhale, walk your hands over off to the right side of your mat. Extend through the left fingertips as you press your left hip back and reach your right hand back to grab the right heel, resting the forehead onto the mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk your hands through center and plant them over onto the left side of your mat. This time pressing your right hip back as you reach through the right fingertips. Swim the left hand back to grasp the left heel. Inhale, left hand meets the right. Exhale, start to walk your hands through center and drop your chest and forehead onto the ground. Your options, your preference in terms of keeping this active by lifting the elbows, or if you dig that reverse prayer, hands can come to meet, bend the elbows, and bring prayer just to the nape of your neck. Release the hands down. On an inhale, draw your hands back, meeting me in tabletop position. Starting with thread the needle, Parshva Balasana, press down into your left hand as you inhale, right hand comes up to the sky. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left armpit, glancing up at the ceiling before resting your right shoulder and right ear down to the ground. Actively press down into your left hand as you shift your right hip over to the right side, neutralizing your hips. Option to walk your left hand to the front of your mat. With every inhale, think about lengthening, and with every exhale, think about how you can deepen through this twist. Left hand comes back, planted underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, right hand comes up to the sky. Exhale, right hand plants down. Now actively pressing down through our right hand. Inhale, left hand rises. Exhale, thread the left hand underneath the right armpit, gazing up at the sky before resting the left shoulder and left ear down to the ground. If you find that your hips are moving over to the right side, go ahead and draw them towards the left side of your mat to neutralize your hips and sacrum. And if you extended your left hand on the other side, go ahead and extend the right hand to the front of your mat. If your right arm is extended, go ahead and pull it towards just underneath your right shoulder. Press down through the right palm as you inhale, left hand comes up to the sky. Exhale, left hand comes down. Moving through some cow-cat positions. Inhale, flip the tailbone up, drop the belly. Open up through the chest. Exhale, press down into the palms, round in the back body, and tuck your chin. Inhale, cow pose, Bithalasana. Heart shines through. Exhale, cat pose, Marjariasana. Really pressing into the back of that heart space. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Find 2 more rounds on your own. Option to go a little bit deeper by tucking your toes and lifting your knees off the ground. Still moving through cow and cat. Really engaging the core here. Feeling what muscles in your core are activated to keep the knees hovering off the mat. After your last cow pose, or cat pose rather, release the knees down if they were floating. Feet come to cross behind you as your hips come back to your heels. Extend the legs out towards the front of your space. Bend your right knee and plant your right foot on the outside of your left thigh or kneecap. Right hand plants behind you. As you inhale, left hand comes up to the sky. Exhale, hug the right knee into your core and twist over to the right side. With every inhale, lengthen through the chest. And with every exhale, see if you can twist a little deeper. Remember to keep the left leg engaged by flexing the left foot. And find the space where you feel the most comfortable sensation. Inhale, hands come up to the sky. This time, keeping your right knee bent, you can stack it on top of your left knee. So my right foot is just on the left side of my left hip. Inhale, hands come up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Both feet are flexed, protecting the joints here. Feeling this not only in the left hip string, but also maybe a little bit in the right IT band. That musculature or tendon, rather, that is connecting your hip to the outside of your knee. Inhale, lift through the chest, and exhale, fall a little bit deeper in the stretch. Inhale, slowly walking your shoulders up to stack over your hips. Release the right leg. And this time, bend the left knee, planting the left foot on the outside of your right thigh or right knee. If you need to readjust your sits bones, go ahead and do so. Plant the left hand behind your back. Inhale, right hand rises. Exhale, twist over to the left side, hugging the left knee into your torso. Inhale, hands come up to the sky. Bending the left knee, stack it over your right. Both feet are flexed. Reach with an inhale and exhale, fold forward. Finding the breath. using this breath as a tool to get deeper into the pose, but also to disconnect from anything that externally might be distracting you. Inhale, walk your hands back towards your hips. Release the left foot to meet the right. Moving into boat pose Navasana, scoop the backs of your heels, scoop up the backs of your knees, lifting the feet off the ground. If you need a kickstand, you can keep your toes pointed. But we're looking to get the knees as parallel to the mat, or the shins as parallel to the mat as possible. Always have your hands here, or if you'd like to go deeper, go ahead and extend your arms. Hold here to find your breath. With inhales, find lifting in the chest. And with your exhales, see if you can maybe steady the shake. On your next exhale, drop the feet down, crossing the feet. Roll over the tops of your shins and meet me back in tabletop position. Inhale, tuck the toes, hover the knees off the ground. And exhale, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Moving through a couple rounds of sun salutations. Inhale, look to the top of your space. Exhale, step your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Back is parallel to the mat. Exhale, press down through the heels. Another fun variation here for core is inhaling. Hands reach out. Exhale, airplane the arms back. On the long inhale, come to standing, Urdhva Hastasana, equal standing pose. So we're going to break it down for this first round. As you guys are standing here, I want you to think about moving from the foundation up. So press down through your Pada Bandha. Your Pada Bandha is engaged. That's your feet. So pressing down through the big toe mat, the big toe, through the ball of the foot, through your heels. Turning on your quads by lifting your kneecaps up. Pressing your hips forward slightly, engaging the low belly. Breath comes through the chest. Shoulders can come up if you want to squeeze your biceps into your ears and then roll your shoulders back. I know you can't see them, but my hands are reaching, my fingers are extended, and my palms are facing one another. Stay here in this grounding posture. Inhale, see if you can reach those fingertips a little bit higher, and exhale, hands come to prayer at heart center. Actively pressing your palms together, one line of energy from elbow to elbow. Close your eyes and take a breath here to set an intention for your class. Inhale, arms reach out to the sides and up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. For this first round, plant your right hand down, bend the right knee, and inhale, left hand comes up to the sky. Feel that IT band turn on as you're active in both your feet and your right hand. Exhale, switch out the hands, left hand planted, left knee bends, and inhale, right hand comes up to the sky. Inhale to reach through the right fingertips. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Option to reach the fingertips forward, engaging the core. Exhale. Exhale, plant the hands down and step your feet back for high plank pose. Inhale, shift the shoulders forward. Spread the fingertips wide, pressing down through the fingertips, the knuckles, and the palm. Exhale, hips come up and back for down dog. 2 more rounds, just like that. Inhale, shoulders shift forward. Exhale, press your hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, Phalakasana to ripen, pressing down through the hands to puff up the back of the heart space. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, option to press your chest a little bit closer to your knees. Option to just hang out here. This is a very powerful pose. Inhale, look to the top of your space. Exhale, step your feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. I'm going to do with my arms extended. Exhale, forward fold. On a long inhale, come to stand, pressing down through the feet, up through the hips. Shoulders stack over your hips as arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms back. Inhale to reach the fingertips up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, keeping the lift in the chest. Step your feet back for high plank pose. Inhale, shoulders forward. Exhale, hips come up and back. 2 more. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Last one, inhale, Phalakasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Last round of this sun salutation. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. Exhale, step or jump your feet in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to standing, grounding through both feet. Arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms back. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Core turns on. Exhale, plant the hands and step your feet back for high plank. We're getting there, right? Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, hips come up and back. Take notice of your feet here. Inhale, shifting forward. See if you can balance just right on those tippy toes. Exhale, press into the balls of the feet. Hips go up and back. Last one, same transition. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, press back. Inhale, look to the top of your space. Exhale, with the tiniest of tiny steps, start to walk your feet forward in between your hands. Moving into chair pose, feet together, toes touch, slight space in between the heels. I'm a big fan of using my block for that, so I'm going to go ahead and place my block right in between my knees. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky, pressing your biceps into your ears, and then release the shoulders back. Now, take a look or see what you're feeling here in the low back. If you have like a major arch in the low back, that's actually going to be hurting you long term. So what I want to do is just kind of looking here, I want to engage the low belly to keep my back straight. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, Interlace the fingers at the low back. Inhale, puff up through the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Chest to legs, bound fist come up to the sky. Taking a moment to breathe into the shoulder space here. First full week of work back after a holiday. Wouldn't be surprised if it was stressful for some, maybe for all. You can also kind of start to sway your bound fist side to side. On your exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down and step your feet back for high plank. Inhale, press forward. Exhale, press your hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, right leg rises behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, engaging in that core, pressing up through your palms. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, with that same core control, squeeze the knee in and then step the right foot forward. Here for our first warrior one, rotate the left heel so your left foot's at a 45-degree angle. Press down through the right foot to lift the shoulders, stacking them over the hips. Arms reach up to the sky. This camera angle is good to keep me honest. So I'm noticing that my right knee isn't really stacked over my right ankle. So I'm going to step my left foot forward a little bit. Press down through the right foot to start to draw your right hip back and left hip forward, squaring out the hips. Here in warrior one, breathe. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. And exhale, fold forward, framing the right foot. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. I'm going to look up and step your left foot forward. Here for halfway lift. Arms can reach out through the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Moving into chair pose, toes touch again, or you have your blocks in between your knees. I like to swim my arms down and just barely touch the mat, as then I reach my arms up to the front of the space and up to the sky. Giving another look and making sure that I'm not sticking my butt out here. Engage the low belly to neutralize the low back. On your next exhale, interlace the fingers at the low back, and inhale, reach through the chest space. Inhale, straighten the knees, and exhale, forward fold, bound fist come up to the sky. Release the hands down. Release the block out from between your legs if you had it there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. And exhale, press the hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, left leg rises behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, engaging that core. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, with that same core control, slowly step your left foot in between your hands. Heel toe the left foot just behind the left thumb. Rotate the right foot so the right toes are pointed toward the top right corner of the mat. Inhale, coming into warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, bend a little deeper in the front knee. Inhale to find length. Exhale, settle in, shifting the left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. And exhale, fold forward, framing the left foot. Rotate the right heel up to the sky, and then inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left foot comes down to meet the right, down dog. Here in an active down dog, again, engaging Hasta Bandha. Not only pressing down through the heel of your hand, but also your knuckles and fingertips. Start to rotate the shoulders so that the eye of your elbow is pointed towards the front of your mat. Feel that line of energy extend through the shoulders, behind the neck, down the spine. As it peaks right at your hips, exhale, feel that same energy follow down through your hamstrings, the back of the knees, and the calves as your heels start to make their way down to the mat. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step the right leg forward, low lunge. Switch my side here so you can see what I'm up to. Here in this low lunge, rotate the left heel down so it's parallel to the back of your mat. Setting up for warrior two, heel to arch alignment. Press down through the right foot. Shoulders stack over your hips. Arms can reach up to the sky. And then exhale, opening up to this left side. Arms reach out to opposite sides. Think about the intention that you set for the class. Is it following you through? Or are you getting distracted by what could be, what might be? Inhale, straighten the right knee. Reach both hands up to the sky. Feel this in your right hip, and then as you exhale, bend the right knee down. Two more just like that. Inhale, straighten the knee, extend through the arms. Exhale, bend the knee, reach through the fingertips. Last one, inhale, straighten and reach. Exhale, bend and melt. Now that we've gotten our strongest warrior two, let's move on. And on your next exhale, rotate the right hand down, left hand up to the sky for extended side angle. Couple different arm variation options for you. If you have a block, you can place it on the inside of your right foot. Just bringing the mat up closer. I love using blocks, and I'm flexible. It's like a misnomer that you can only use blocks if you're not flexible, but why I like them is because they help me lift and that my breath isn't constricted. Pro blocks, you can tell. Other option to create that same type of sensation, sans blocks, is just to rest your right elbow onto your right thigh. That gives you that lifting so you're not crunching, and hopefully you're getting those deeper breaths. Now, if binds are in your practice, or if it's something that you want to work towards, binds are great for digestions, especially with twists. You can reach the right arm under and up the right thigh, and then reach your left hand back, reaching for either fingertips or your wrist. Either way, staying active with both feet, pressing down through the ball of your right foot and the knife edge of your left. Breathe. If you're in a bind, go ahead and release your hands down. Hands are framing the right side of your foot. Rotate the left heel up. So finding a low lunge position here, press down through the left hand and reach up through the right hand for a twist. On your next inhale, press down through the left foot and start to rise. Ooh, it's tricky. Shoulders stack over your hips. Here in this crescent, open arm twist. On an inhale, both hands come up to the sky. Here in Anjaneyasana. Strong bend in the right knee. As you press through the ball of the left foot, see if you can lift the left heel off of the mat even higher. Exhale, fall forward, hands frame the right foot. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, bend the right knee, stacking the right hip over the left. Now, sometimes when we stack here, our right shoulder wants to go up, so lower the right shoulder so they're still equal distant from the ground. You can start to rotate your ankle here, one side or the other. And on your next inhale, right leg rises, three-legged dog. Exhale, right leg comes down, downward facing dog. Taking a breath here, feeling the difference between the right and left hip, the right and left leg. Before we lose too much heat, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step the left foot forward, low lunge. Rotate the right foot down for warrior two on this side. Heel to arch alignment. Right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Press down through the left foot to lift the chest off the thigh. Arms come up to the sky, and then think of like bow and arrow, arms reach out to the side. Give yourself a quick check. Once you've established that foundation, start to think about where in the body you're breathing into. One thing that I like to think about is really dragging my heels towards one another without moving an inch and feeling that in the inner thigh. Inhale, straighten the left knee, arms come up to the sky. Exhale, bend back to warrior two. Two more just like that. Inhale, straighten the left knee, arms come up. Exhale, bend the left knee, arms are parallel to the mat. Last one, inhale, straighten and extend. Exhale, bend and melt deeper here, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, reach through the fingertips, and exhale, find extended side angle on this side, whichever arm variation you'd like, whether it's on a block, left hand to the ground, or left elbow on top of the left knee. Since I did a twist on the other side, I'll go ahead and try that on this side as well, knowing that one side is going to be different. Wrapping my right arm behind my back and then reaching up and behind my left thigh. If you're in a bind, go ahead and release the hand down. Staying here in this extended side angle, reach through the right fingertips. And exhale, right hand comes down to the ground. Right heel comes upward as you press down into the right, the ball of the right foot. Here in low lunge. This time, right palm is planted and left hand comes up to the sky. You know what is next. We'll be moving into crescent with this open arm variation. So feel where you need to be grounded. Maybe that means widening your stance. And on a strong inhale, come on up, shoulder step over your hips, opening up to the left side. Stay active in the right foot, pressing down through the ball of the right foot to lift the right heel up. And bending into the left knee. Inhale, both hands come up to the sky for Anjaneyasana. On an inhale, reach through the fingertips, and exhale, waterfall the hands down to frame the left foot. Planting the palms, inhale, left leg rises. I got a pop. Exhale, bend the left knee, stacking the left hip over the right. Start to rotate your ankle here. Inhale, left leg reaches up to the sky. And exhale, step your left foot to meet your right. Finding your breath here in this down dog. Remembering that is an active recovery here in this pose. You're able to tap into your breath while still building up some heat. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg rises once more. And exhale, step your right foot through with core control. Here in this low lunge, coming back to warrior two. Press down through the right foot. Arms reach up to the sky and out to the side, melting in with your exhales. Finding contentment within this pose before thinking about what is up next. Inhale, straighten the knee, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, come back to warrior two. On your next inhale, you can straighten the knees, keeping the arms the same. Rotate the right foot so your feet are parallel. Arms reach up to the sky for star pose, pressing your hips forward, feeling that release in the front of your hip space. As you exhale, start to bring your hands just here on your waist. Grounding down, settling in. Hands can come to prayer at heart center. Rotate the right foot out about 45 degrees. Start to bend the right knee to full flexion. And then when you're at a good spot, you can pop the left toes up, left kneecap up for side lunge. Now, if you need to bring your hands down, that's cool. It's great to keep your hands tented, or if you got blocks, you can prop them up a little bit. Our main thing that we're focusing on is stretching the left hamstring here. And we want to protect our joints in doing so, because this isn't an easy pose. So keeping the left foot flexed, left toe is pointed up, left kneecap is pointed up, is going to protect that left leg. Options here, you can keep your hands tented and just feel within this stretch. Big difference when we have our left foot flexed versus just like keeping it neutral. You can also start to play with your balance. We've done some core work, so tap into that core that you did with those tiger poses and even boat pose to hold prayer here at your chest. Or if you'd like to get into a twist, you can plant the right hand just on the right side of your mat and inhale. Inhale, left hand comes up to the sky. Find your breath here. Find what your body is needing today, what your breath is needing today. If there's a pose that's going to force you to hold your breath, don't do it. If your left arm is extended, go ahead and bring the left hand down. Tend to your fingertips, press into the right heel, and bring your feet parallel as you fold forward for a wide-legged forward bend, Prasarita. Plant the right hand down in the center, just underneath your chest. Inhale, left hand comes up to the sky. Inhale to reach, and exhale to see if you can twist a little deeper. I like to bring my hand just above my tailbone, right at my sacrum, to make sure that my hips are still level. On your next exhale, switch out the hands. Inhale, press down through the left hand and reach the right hand up to the sky. Again, doing a quick check to make sure that your right hip hasn't popped out too much. You want to keep those level. And exhale, right hand comes down. Start to heel toe your foot in, so the heels come in, toes point out, slight bend in the knees as you come on up into horse pose. Arms are parallel to the mat, bending the knees down, getting your hips down deeper. Sometimes I like to play just lifting one heel off the ground and the other. Honestly, just like settling right in, you're gonna feel it. On your next inhale, press in through the heels, arms come up to the sky, hips press forward. Again, feeling that release. We just dug in with that horse pose. Now we're releasing that tension. Exhale, start to turn towards your front foot and fold forward. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, bend the right knee. Stacking the right hip over the left. This time, make circles with your right leg. Do 2 circles in one direction, and then 2 circles in the other. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right foot comes to meet the left. Inhale, left leg rises, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg lifts. Exhale, step the left foot forward. From low lunge, go ahead and transition right into warrior 2. Finding that foundation through both your left and right foot. Finding strength here. Doing one inhale, bend, straightening the left knee. Arms reach up to the sky. And exhale, back into warrior 2. With your next inhale, you will rotate the left foot so it's parallel to the right. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky, pressing your hips forward for star pose. We're creating space in the hips as we prepare for our side lunge. So rotate the left foot 45 degrees, start to bend the left knee at full flexion. Hands can come to prayer, or you can start to reach your hands down to the ground, and when you feel comfortable, pop your right toe up, right knee up. Skandasana. Depending on where you took this on the other side, again, you can hang out here, just feeling that stretch in your hamstring. You can play a little bit with balance. Again, tapping into that core control you've already mustered up. Or if you'd like to add in a twist, your left arm comes underneath your left shin, left hand plants to the top right corner of your mat, and as you inhale, right hand comes up to the sky. If your right hand is lifted, go ahead and plant the right hand down. Tent up the fingertips, press into the left heel, moving into wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita. Feet should be parallel to one another. You can put a little bit of a bend in your knees if you're feeling any pain in the low back. This time, let's go ahead and walk our hands over to our right foot, feeling that stretch. Right hamstring, but also feeling a little bit of a release in the left hip. Walk your hands through center and then over to your left foot. Hands come through center. Slight bend in the knees as your heels come in, toes point out. Slowly starting to move into horse pose, Vatayanasana. Hang out here, playing with the lift in your heels. Or if you'd like, you can plant your hands onto the inside of your knee. So my palm is like on the inside of my knee. And I like to pull my torso away from my hips. When I did this earlier, I had like 4 or 5 cracks, which is terrible. But it's a good release. We're moving through gratitude, of course, being mindful of what feels good and what doesn't. But just see how that release translates in your low back and hip space. Inhale to lift through the chest, and exhale, right shoulder comes down to the ground, towards the ground. Inhale, come back through neutral, and then rolling the left shoulder towards the ground. One more round, inhale through neutral. Exhale, right shoulder down. Inhale through neutral. And exhale, left shoulder down. Coming back to neutral, hips here. See if you can get down a little deeper. And on an inhale, press into the heels, arms reach out to the sky as you press your hips forward, star pose. Turns towards the front leg. Exhale, waterfall the hands down to frame the left foot. Inhale, left leg rises. And exhale, bend the left knee, stacking the left hip on top of the right. Circles with your knees here. 2 full circles in one direction. And then 2 circles in the other, even it all out. Drop the left foot down to meet the right here in down dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, half pigeon. So right knee comes to your right wrist. Right ankle comes towards the left wrist. You do not need to have the right shin parallel to the front of the mat. But I do want you to start to step your left foot backwards. And what I really like to do is just to start with this proud pigeon where my hands are tented on either side. If you have blocks, you can even come up a little bit higher. And look back at your left toe. If your left toe is pointed either direction, straighten it so the left toe is creating a straight line away from your heel. Here is where creating space. Exhale, start to walk your hands forward, folding over your right leg. Now you might stop at forearms, that's totally fine. You can also create a pillow with your hands, or if you have blocks, I like to put one block right here at the center of my chest and then one at my forehead. And that just helps me like really melt into this posture. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit, so find what works best for you. If this is too much of a sensation, roll to the right side of your hip, swing your left leg forward, planting the left foot down. You can come into this seated figure four with your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Same stretch. No matter what version of this pose you are in, check out your right foot. Is it still flexed? Or is it sickling to one side or the other? If you're in pigeon pose, slowly start to walk your hands back towards your hips. If you're in seated, you're just going to switch the legs out. Here in pigeon, press down through the palms. Right leg rises behind you. Exhale, right leg comes down. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee comes to left wrist. Left ankle comes toward right wrist. Again, walking the right foot back. Walking your hands back so your shoulders step over your hips, that proud pigeon here. Take a look back at your toes, making sure that they're pointed directly forward. And when you're ready, exhale, melt here. If you aren't already in the seated figure four, you can drop back to your left hip, swing your right leg forward, plant the right foot down this time, and then cross the left leg so that the left ankle is stacked over the, is placed on the right thigh. With your inhales, identify where you're holding tension within this pose. You might automatically think that it's in one of the hips, but then you realize that you're also really stiff right in the shoulder space because it's you're like really tensed up there. So take those inhales as a body scan. And with your exhales, send breath to that particular space and start to feel that tension melt away. Even visualizing helps it lessen. If you're in the seated figure four, you can go ahead and release the right leg forward and left leg forward. We'll meet you in just a second. Here in pigeon pose, walk your hands back. Plant the hands down. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left foot comes down to the ground. Bend the knees. And then just swing your hips over to either side, extending the legs out to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift through the chest. Take out any of that rounding. And exhale, see if you can bring the chest a little bit closer to your legs. On your inhale, slowly walk your hands back towards your hips. Exhale, lower down so that you're laying down fully on your mat. Inhale, right knee rises, and exhale, squeeze the right leg to the right armpit. Preparing for supine twist. Right arm reaches out to the side as you ground down through the right shoulder. Start to twist your right knee over to the left side. Now, I like to lift up my hips a little bit because you want your hips to be in line with your chest. Inhale, right knee comes up. Exhale, give that another squeeze. Release the right leg down and switch out the leg. So now left knee comes up, and exhale, squeeze the left knee over to the left armpit. Left arm extends out, ground down through the left shoulder, and start to twist the left leg over to the right side. Lifting the hips up slightly so you can make sure that your hips are in alignment with your chest. And enjoying this twist. One of the last releases of class. Inhale, left leg rises. Meet the right knee with the left and squeeze the knees in together. See if you can bring your knees in so tight that you can give both knees a kiss. Hold here. Take one more sip of breath. And exhale, release to Shavasana. As you ground down, feel every point that your body is meeting the mat. Think how you can walk away for that mindset of just a little bit more and find contentment with what is right in front of you. On your next inhale, bring your hands up to the sky and reach them overhead for a big, juicy good morning stretch. When you're ready, roll to either side. Knees come up towards your chest as your head rests on either bicep. Keeping your eyes closed, press up to seated. Hands come to prayer at heart center. Moment of gratitude for every muscle, bone, ligament. Your own personal and physical and mental strength that got you through the practice. Hands coming to third eye center, thankful for every lesson in life. Those who help provide the lessons and the environment where we do get to learn more about ourselves and our own environment. And bowing forward, thankful for all the places where we've gone, everywhere we will go once this is passed, and this beautiful space where we can practice together. Namaste, my little yogis.